Hello there, you're watching our television. This is State of Business. I am Pamudha Katugampala. Top stories. Foreign Minister champions Sri Lankan interest at Commonwealth Ministers' meeting. Nation works to expand and strengthen exports. Welcome back, you're with State of Business. Now let's have a detailed look at today's stories. Minister of Foreign Affairs Ali Sabri will participate in the 22nd Commonwealth Foreign Affairs Ministers' meeting. Now the meeting will be at the Commonwealth headquarters, Marlborough House, London on the 15th of March. The Foreign Minister attended the Commonwealth Day celebrations, which also marks the 10th anniversary of the signing of the Commonwealth Charter. The Charter outlines the values and aspirations uniting the Commonwealth member countries. The member states support the Commonwealth of Nations Flag for Peace initiative in symbolizing these values. The celebrations will end with a reception hosted by King Charles III to the visiting foreign ministers. This year's meeting will engage the foreign ministers in discussing joint responses to shared challenges. These challenges are the need to build resilience for peaceful and sustainable societies and climate financing for environmental sustainability. They also include leveraging intra-Commonwealth trade and digital connectivity for economic recovery, food and energy security. On the sidelines of these events, Minister Sabri will call on James Cleverly, Secretary of State for Foreign Commonwealth Development Affairs. Bilateral meetings will also be held with several other officials. Foreign Minister will also participate in an afternoon tea hosted by Lord Nasby at the House of Commons and deliver remarks on Sri Lanka's relations with the UK to a cross-section of British parliamentarians. This is organised by the Sri Lanka High Commission in London together with Sri Lanka Tea Board. Ministers of Foreign Affairs of Rwanda, also the Commonwealth Chair in Office, Kenya, Pakistan and Malaysia are expected to have bilateral meetings with Foreign Minister Sabri during his visit to London. Meanwhile, the Sri Lanka-Pakistan Business Council of the Ceylon Chamber of Commerce consolidated trade ties with Pakistan at the My Karachi Trade Fair, recently held in Karachi, Pakistan. Organised by the Sri Lanka-Pakistan Business Council in collaboration with the Consulate General of Sri Lanka in Karachi, the Business Promotion Mission participated in several trade-related discussions as well as business-to-business meetings. These are facilitated by the Sri Lanka Consulate together with the Karachi Chamber of Commerce and Industry, KCCI, Pakistan Sri Lanka Business Forum, PSLBF and the Federation of Pakistan Chambers of Commerce and Industry, FPCCI. The Sri Lanka-Pakistan Business Council also signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the counterpart in Pakistan, the Pakistan-Sri Lanka Business Forum. This is witnessed by a large number of Karachi-based business conglomerates at a networking session organised by Jagat Abewarna, Consul General for Sri Lanka in Karachi. President of the Sri Lanka-Pakistan Business Council, S. Devanayagam, said that the council would act as a springboard to minimize the impact of the economic challenges, including the dollar shortage that both countries are currently facing. He requested that authorities in Pakistan work towards resolving the issues faced by exporters from Sri Lanka to Pakistan, as most of the items exported are essential commodities. He also invited the Karachi Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Pakistan Sri Lanka Business Forum and the Federation of Pakistan Chambers of Commerce and Industry to organize business promotion missions to Sri Lanka. It is aimed at exploring the many business and investment opportunities available. Now, the High Commission of India recently organised a discussion on the use of the Indian rupee for economic transaction between India and Sri Lanka. Representatives from the Bank of Ceylon, State Bank of India and the Indian Bank shared their experiences. They informed the audience that the banks had started carrying out Indian rupee-denominated trade transactions through respective Vostro and Nostro accounts. This followed the creation of enabling framework by the Reserve Bank of India and the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. The participating banks also outlined the benefits of settlements denominated in Indian rupees, which includes shorter timelines, lower exchange costs and easier availability of trade credits. The beneficial impact of this initiative on the tourism and hospitality industry was also highlighted, including its role in helping increase collections which could be utilized by other sectors. A RBI team joined virtually and indicated the possibility of settling current account transactions in goods as well as services in Indian rupees, apart from the option of undertaking permitted capital account transactions. Governor of the Central Bank, Dr. Nandalal Veerasinghe, mentioned the strong desire among Indian and Sri Lankan business communities for enabling these settlements in Indian rupees. He called for expanding this facility over a period of time to utilize it for the full range of capital and current account transactions. The central bank governor also appreciated the wide-ranging participation from stakeholders in Sri Lanka and India, which included more than 300 attendees in the physical format apart from those that joined online. High Commissioner of India Gopal Bagle highlighted the positive impact that the initiative will have in joint efforts for building a stronger and close economic partnership through trade and investment-led measures. He also mentioned the ongoing cooperation in the area of digital payments and the potential it possesses for enhancing the economic relationship. We'll be back with more stories after this short commercial break.
වයිකම් ටෙලිස් 2022 වසරේ ජනප්‍රියතම ටෙලිනාට්‍ය නළුවා අද දිනට ප්‍රතිඵල. වසරේ ජනප්‍රියතම ටෙලිනාට්‍ය නිලිය අද දිනට ප්‍රතිඵල.
Welcome back, you're with State of Business. Now, Hambantota International Port's Industrial Park intends to expand its industrial park scope. It will include over 90 diverse industrialized classes within its dedicated free trade zone. According to the port's master plan, several new categories have been added, including warehousing and logistics, electrical and electronics, mineral products, and automobile manufacturing. It also includes apparel and textiles, petroleum and oil-related products, pharmaceuticals, rubber products, furniture, and food production. Central Environmental Authority has granted a supplemental initial environmental examination approval for the Hambantota International Port. This includes the consent of the BOI, SLPA, CCD, MEPA, and several other government agencies. It allows for the necessary environmental blanket extension that will enable these new categories of industrial clusters to enter the industrial park. The government agencies made several inspection visits, and the port conducted comprehensive field and technical studies on the port's baseline environment prior to approval being granted. Introduction of new common use of facilities and necessary infrastructure are also factored. The port will soon align with parameters set by government regulations and relevant institutions to accommodate a broader range of industries. These industrial clusters will take advantage of the multi-purpose port's unique location as well as the expert services it offers within a well-established industrial park. The Port Investment Services Division of Hambantota International Port Group will soon spearhead a promotional campaign that will attract more potential global partners. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Trade, Commerce and Food Security and the Department of Commerce recently met with the Sri Lanka Seafood Exporters Association. Now, the engagement was as part of a series of meetings that will be held to obtain views, ideas and propositions in identifying ways to promote fisheries exports. The meeting was also used as a familiarization program for the trade representatives at Sri Lanka embassies to devise novel ways of facilitating the business community to develop their business endeavors and boost exports. Secretary to the Ministry of Trade, AMPMB Atapattu, stated that the ministry, together with the Department of Commerce, is committed to cooperate with the private sector and business support organizations to enhance business activities. Now, this is aimed at enabling the country to move forward as an export-oriented economy to overcome the current economic crisis. He assured that trade officers at Sri Lankan embassies would engage with the private and corporate sector proactively in releasing the economic and trade objectives. The fisheries industry is an important area for engagement in releasing the target of becoming a $1 billion industry soon. Sri Lanka's strength in the fisheries sector was highlighted by an association member stating that Sri Lanka boasts of 34 EU-approved fish processing establishments and close to 100 export companies. These are famous for premium quality tuna, crabs, and employ sustainable fishing techniques, comply with all international regulations. These are supported by 19 fisheries harbours, year-round fishing and social compliance. Exporters Association members expressed their views that commercial officers overseas have an important and crucial role to play in being the forward linkage. These officers are expected to closely work with their interlocutors abroad to identify market opportunities for the fisheries sector. The challenges, including the market access barriers such as non-tariff measures faced by the fisheries exporters of Sri Lanka, were discussed during the meeting. The Secretary agreed to resolve those challenges with the support of Department of Commerce officials attached to Sri Lankan missions abroad and in coordination with other relevant authorities in Sri Lanka. The association also expressed that the Department of Commerce should adopt a well-structured mechanism to work closely with the business community. This is to include a periodic review process in place to reap positive results. Acting Director General of Commerce, Gima Dahanayaka, expressed the fullest support of the Department of Commerce and decided to establish key performance indicators to move forward constructively. Officials of the Department of Commerce participated in the discussion. The Department of Commerce Trade Promotion Unit will continue to consistently organize such interactions for the other main export industries of Sri Lanka. The aim of this interaction will be to engage with the business community in a more focused manner to realize the full export potential of the country. President of the Seafood Exporters Association and representatives from private sector fisheries organizations and officials from the Department of Commerce participated in this event. Stay tuned, we will be right back with the stock update. Welcome back, you're watching Insider Business, and now the stock update. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on negative notes today. The All-Share Price Index dropped 115.92 points to close at 9,491.04, and the S&P SL 20 dropped 28.3 points to close at 2,794.84. The turnover was 2.0 billion rupees and over 238 million shares were traded. Coming up next are Forex rates. Well, that's a wrap from today's edition of State of Business. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.